Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Gananam Tva Ganapati Gum Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspatana Shrunvannotibhisita Sadanam Prano Devi Saraswati Vajeebhirvajinivati Dhinama Vitrayavatu Ganeshaya Namaha Saraswatyai Namaha Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
Sairam, dear viewers, with prayerful salutations and gratitude, I offer myself at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Swami. We are fortunate to have amidst us today Dr. Sathya Sai Shree Lakshmi, an alumna of Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, Anantapur. Before handing over to Dr. Lakshmi, here is a brief introduction about her. Dr. Lakshmi hails from a family where the seed of spirituality was sown at a very young age, and later she went on to study at Anantapur under the ever-loving guidance and protection of the Divine Chancellor. Dr. Lakshmi did her PhD in Bhakti Yoga of Sri Sathya Sai Baba and authored many books such as A Comprehensive Life Sketch of Sri Shirdi Sai Baba, Shirdi Sai Sathya Sai, Bhakti Shravanthi, Venkavadhootha, Bhakti, Yoga of Sri Sathya Sai Baba, Our National Pledge, A Spiritual Perspective, and also translated Autobiography of Peddabottu and Divine Revelations. Dr. Lakshmi worked as a principal in Hyderabad Public School, Jain Public School, Gowtham World School, and also served as Deputy Director in Lead India 2020 Foundation. I am sure we all are eager to listen to Dr. Lakshmi. Without further ado, I would now like to hand over to Dr. Lakshmi. Sai Ram.
Om Sri Vigneshwaraya Namaha, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Om Dharmartha Kama Mokshakya Purushartha Pradayine, Sathya Sai Namastestu, Punastestu, Namo Namaha. Offering myself at the lotus feet of our beloved Master, Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, without whom I am a big zero. My loving Sairam to all the viewers of Sathya Sai Katha Jhari across Australia and India, and I congratulate and thank Brother Vijay Sairam Garu and his wife Sister Satya Kameshwari Garu for organizing such a wonderful program during this Corona festival. I'm calling this as Corona festival because this is the time we are not able to go out, so it is time to go in. And what more, to share the sweet memories of our beloved Bhagwan, because they wanted me to speak about my journey with Swami. And just for the past few days, just recollecting our memories with Swami has filled me with so much bliss. And I think this is the best thing to do during such a Corona time. And I thank all the organizers and all my family and friends who are a part of my fellow travelers in this journey. And some of my friends, Mrs. Meera Mehra and Mani Auntie, whom I know from Australia. So to begin with, I can't say when I have seen Swami, because the first time I should say that Swami saw me on my mother's lap. I was in India. So Swami saw me first, and our entire family has been drawn into Sai fold because my mother from her childhood happened to know Peddabottu Garu, who is also known as Gali Sharda Devi. So because of that, the entire family has been drawn into the Sai fold. And as a child, I vaguely remember Swami's darshans at Shivam. Swami used to open the shutter and peep out of that Shivalinga. It was so beautiful. And he used to walk on the compound wall. So these memories are very vaguely, I still remember. But I don't remember Swami talking to me or anything like that until I came to teenage. So though I knew Swami was God without any doubt, but I was somehow not connected with him with all my heart until I became a teenager. So in my younger days, because of my schooling in St. Anne's High School, Secunderabad, which is a Christian convent, I began to like Jesus Christ. And I used to visit the church in school. And many a times I could see Jesus walk with me and also talk with me, to the extent that he would even reveal the question paper. He would tell me what questions would come in the examination and so on. And my siblings also would ask me about their examinations, what kind of questions they would get in their examination. And always it used to be correct. And as I grew up, probably I was in my second standard or so, 6 or 7 years old. Because of my brother Bhaskar, uh, I developed faith in Hanuman. So it so happened that my brother Bhaskar and we had another friend who was my brother's age, Ravi Teja. This brother Ravi Teja, he plays flute in Prashant Nilayam. He's very famous there. So myself, my brother, and Ravi Teja brother, we all they are almost like 5 years older to me. So we all used to play together, and most of the time, the characters that we would enact sitting on our terrace or terrace of Ravi Teja brother, we used to play the roles of the various characters in Ramayana. And me being the youngest of all, I was petted and pampered by everybody. So I don't know one day what happened. I happened to hit my brother. Whether it was accidental or what exactly happened, I still don't remember. I was too small, and I only know that my brother was admitted in the hospital. And my entire house, everybody was scolding me. It's all because of this girl. She did something. So I was not knowing what exactly was happening, but I only prayed to Hanuman that my brother should be safe. And it so happened that I had a vision of Hanuman, full in flesh and blood. And he told me, don't worry, nothing will happen to your brother. I will save him. And at the same time, my parents were in the hospital. And what my mother told me was a new doctor had entered the hospital who doesn't belong to that particular hospital. A new doctor had entered and he said, what is wrong with this boy? And he was almost getting ready to go into the operation theater. But that man just patted on his stomach and he said, nothing is wrong with this boy. Just discharge him and take him back home. And I was so happy to see my brother and my parents back home. And this is how the seeds of devotion were sown in me. Like, you can turn to God when you have difficulty, you can pray to Him and He will appear. And a regular feature in my house was somebody or the other in the house would always read the Sundarakanda Parayana, or there would be a Shirdi Satcharitra Parayana going on in my house. And as I grew a little older, I started reading the Shirdi Baba Satcharitra written by Hemad Pant. And each time when we did this kind of parayanas in the house, a sadhu or a mahatma would come into our house uninvited. They would take their meal and bless us and go. And most of the time, they would say that they have come either because of my father's devotion, or they would say that they have come to bless me. So it was something or the other. They would reveal some future things also and bless us and go. So eventually, Shirdi Sai Baba started appearing in my dreams, and I had some strange visions in which I started understanding my past connections with the Shirdi form. And I used to share these experiences with my father. because he was very spiritual. And he told me that I shouldn't be telling this to everybody because everybody don't understand this. And he guided me into Namasmarana, Japa, and a little meditation, what young children can understand. And many times it used to so happen that Shirdi Baba would appear and he would caress me, he would fondle me. So, it was like a nice, cute grandfather who caresses the child. So it was going on like that. And somewhere, I think I was in my high school, probably 8th standard or so. At that time, I had a very strange experience where Shirdi Baba started running behind me. It was like a chase, he was running behind me. He's tall and with his long feet, he was just chasing me. And he was continuously telling, "Mai tujhe nahi chodunga, mai tujhe nahi chodunga." If he would do that now, probably I would turn back and be very happy about it. But at that time, I was not ready for what he was saying. And I just said, "Please don't come like this. And why are you scaring me? Don't come." And he stopped coming. And but I was feeling bad because I loved him so much. Why he's not coming? I started crying. And when I shared this to my father said, "You shouldn't say no when God is coming to you. You shouldn't say no. You shouldn't have done that." But it already happened. So I cried. I said sorry, but Shirdi Baba didn't come. But Sathya Sai Baba started coming. So the very first dream that I had of Sathya Sai Baba was he was lying down in a room. Uh, he was wearing a panche kind of thing, a, a long robe underneath, and his chest was bare, and I could see his Srivatsa mole. And the room number 43, and I was still in 8th standard wearing frocks, but in this dream I was wearing sari and covering myself the way students of Swami do. So it was some special dream. And then after that, brother Ravi Teja got admission in the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. And each time he would come back to Hyderabad for his vacation, he would share his experiences. And listening about his various experiences, a strong desire grew in me that I should be a Baba student. I should take pictures with him. I should take Pad Namaskar of him. I should be able to talk with him, just the way Brother Ravi Teja was doing. So this kind of desire developed in me, and I really owe my gratitude to Brother Ravi Teja because of him and his family, Krishna Mohan brother and Sister Usha and Leela Shastri auntie and all. They were always motivating me to join Swami's college, and they helped me a lot in this endeavor. So a few years later, um, Ravi Teja brother happened to come back home for a vacation, and he told me that a higher secondary school has started in Puttaparthi, so maybe you should try and apply there. So it was a time where probably the admissions were over, the deadline was over, something like that. I had already entered my 11th, and I was thinking like to join Swami's college or school. I can forgo one more year and repeat if required. So let me try. So I wrote a letter to the then registrar, Mr. Chakravarti Garu. I wrote saying that I am studying in St. Anne's High School, Secunderabad, and I would like to join this higher secondary school. Um, and uh, and I was very frank. I told him, I hope there's no uniforms and shoes there. Then I will like to join because I didn't like shoes. So he was very kind and he replied to me. He said, I advise you not to waste a year. You complete your plus two, and then you can come and join the Anantapur campus. So I waited another year. I completed my 12th, and then I applied for the Anantapur campus. And it so happened that in that year, I wrote my MCET entrance, which is for the engineering and medicine, and also the entrance in Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. I got a very good rank in engineering, and also I got through the Swami's University entrance and interview. So there was a choice. I had to choose between the world and Swami. And all my friends who had gone for engineering, they were like golden geese, earning a lot of money. Most of them settled in US. So that was the time when this engineering was in a big demand. And my parents were very kind. They said, you can choose what you want, what your heart says, you go according to that. And I chose to be with Swami, and I have no regrets for that. I'm very happy to have done this and taken this decision. So I chose to be with Swami. And after the entrance exam and the interview, the third round that they do is medical. And from my childhood, I have some problem in my heart. And Swami had blessed me when I was in my mother's arms, and he said that nothing will happen to her. She will be all right. And ever since, I've never paid a bill or never taken a pill in this connection, and I'm still breathing and alive only because of Swami's grace. But in the Swami's hospital, Dr. Alreja, when he tested me, he said there is something wrong with her. Whether she can stay in the hostel is a question. So we may have to reject her on medical grounds. So those days, this entire list of students would be taken to Swami, and Swami would personally pick the names. And especially when it came to my name, he said nothing will happen. No need to worry. She will be all right. And that is how, only because of Swami's grace, I got admission into Anantapur campus. So the day I joined Anantapur, it was somewhere in June 1987. As I entered the portals of the Divine Hostel, there was somebody there. I don't remember now who, but they wrote on a slip that I'm supposed to go to room number 43. So this is what Swami showed me when I was probably in my ninth standard. So some sisters helped me. They took my luggage and put me in room number 43. And it was exactly the same room which Swami showed, and the similar bed also was there. And I was very happy seeing that. This is what Swami showed me in my dream. And I just put my luggage there, and there was an announcement that Swami wants all the newcomers to immediately board the bus and go to Parthi. There was a phone call from Swami that this new batch should go to Swami. So it was such a special blessing for our batch that usually when children join, the first darshan they will have will be in July in Guru Purnima. But our particular batch, we were called on the first day itself. So we went to Parthi, and we were taken to the Prashant Neelam campus auditorium. And that was the first discourse that I heard from Swami. I was around 16 or 17 years old. This is the first discourse that I heard from Swami. And Swami said that uh, he explained what he wants from his students. He said the education that is going to be imparted here is Brahma Vidya, and I want all to be good human beings. And he said this is the Paravidya or the Atma Vidya, which is very important, and you should know the purpose of your life. He said that this life is very precious and you should not waste it. And he said the knowledge that you gain here should be spread to everybody. And this is the first message that I got from Swami. So during our student days, we heard many discourses of Swami. And apart from that, Swami visited our hostel 4 times during time I was there. So when I was studying, we had a few interviews from Swami and also some summer courses. So we had quite a few opportunities of dining with Swami, having Swami's prasadam, listening to Swami, uh, pictures with Swami, Pada Namaskars. And why I'm trying to tell you all this is everything that Swami does is to teach us. So as it is said in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Name partasti kartavyam trishulokeshu kinchana nanavaptam avaptavyam varta evacha karmani. In these three lokas, Arjuna, there is nothing that I need to do. I have no action to perform. But the same Lord said, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge. So whether it is to protect the good virtuous people, to punish the bad people, or to even establish dharma, why he has to come again and again? He can just do it in a trice. With his own will, he can do it. But why he comes again and again is Aishude Bala Saishude Tanagumpulato Adu Konagavache. Swami told this in a beautiful poem that the same Krishna, the same Rama who was with his Vanaras and Gopikas has come back to play with his people. So only when God comes down, we get this beautiful opportunity of playing with him, of tasting that those divine nectarine leelas that he does. So that is the reason why God comes down. And the basic agenda of an avatar is he comes down so that we may rise ourselves. The descent is for the ascent. And once Swami told us in one of the summer courses, he started telling about his childhood. So this is very famous. Many people know this story. So when Swami was a child, he was not concentrating in the class because his mind was somewhere else. And the teacher was upset with Swami, and the teacher said, "You stand up, Satya, please stand up on the bench." So Swami was standing up on the bench, and it so happened that the teacher got stuck to the chair. So when this incident was being told, many of the students started laughing. And there was another teacher who came, uh, and the teacher told this gentleman who was stuck to the chair that you ask Satya to come down, and automatically you can be released from this bondage of the chair. So, what struck me, and there is a divine message in this, that when Swami has come down from the bench, that when Swami descended, the teacher could ascend. So, this is a beautiful lesson that we can learn, because every action of Swami, every word of Swami has an in depth meaning, whether we may understand or not, but whatever he does, there is a lot of import in that. So this is one lesson that I felt that Swami comes down to take us also with him. So in the very first darshan that I remember Swami talking with me, because I told you that in my childhood I had many darshans, but I don't remember anything that Swami has told me. But as a teenager, when I was sitting on the sands of Prashant Nilayam, Swami came out for darshan, and as soon as Swami came out, I folded my hands, and in my heart, I started chanting Tvameva Mata cha Pita Tvameva, and Swami came and stood in front of me, and he started looking at me. And I was wondering, is anything wrong? He said, what? He said, I didn't say anything, but I was continuously saying Tvameva Mata cha Pita Tvameva. And the Swami stood in front of me and he said, who is mother? Who is father? You and I are one, Bangaru. You and I are one. So this was another important message for me, because at that age I did not understand what Swami was trying to tell. I was thinking, like, how can he and I be one? But later in my life, I have understood the meaning of it. Theoretically, we know, but practically also we should be able to experience that, and that is what Swami has come down for. So in the beginning, I had a lot of fear in me. I couldn't talk to two people also properly, because I was very shy. If anybody comes in my to my house also, I used to be somewhere behind. I was never in the front room talking with them. So let me tell you how Swami helped me to overcome this fear. So in Anantapur, an announcement was made that those who are interested in prayer talks can give their names. And I didn't give my name because I was scared to talk, and I was scared of the principal and the teachers who are right in front of my eyes. I cannot stand in front of them and speak. So, but somebody gave my name. I don't know if they did it out of fun or to trouble me. I don't know, but somehow my name had entered. So I came to know that late, and I went to the teacher and I said, "Ma'am, I cannot speak. I'm so sorry. I'm very scared." She said, "No, I cannot do anything now, because the paper has already gone to the principal, and this date is also allotted for you. You're supposed to speak." I hardly had any time, and uh, always we have to turn to Bhagwan. So I just cried, Swami, I don't know how to speak, and I started crying. Then that night, Swami came in my dream, and in the dream, Swami was standing at the podium in the Anantapur auditorium, and in one corner there used to be a television and a cabinet, and I was hiding behind that cabinet in the dream. So Swami came to the podium, and in front of the mic he asked, who is supposed to speak today, whose prayer topic it is? And all the children started screaming, Lakshmi, Lakshmi. And I was hiding behind the cabinet, and I said, Swami, please, no, 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 no. And Swami, he came to the mic and he just did like that to me, come, come. And I was very scared and went and stood there, but my legs were shivering behind the podium. And Swami said, why you're scared? You stand, I shall speak. You stand, I shall speak. So this sentence of Swami gave me the courage, and I lost all fear. My legs were not trembling. I was just standing. And then Swami said, now you tell them what happened with Shirdi Baba in your life. So I started telling that Shirdi Baba used to come in my dreams, and then one day he ran behind me saying, Mai tujhe nahi chodunga, and I got so scared, and all that I narrated. Then Swami said, then you tell them how I entered your life. So I told them about this room number 43 dream that I had. And then Swami said, now connect the both. I said, Swami, I didn't understand. How can I connect the both? I don't know. Then Swami said, he was very naughty. He gave a very naughty smile and he said, that time I was running after you. Now you are running after me. So I just smiled, and then he said, your life is Shirdi Sai, Sathya Sai. You tell all this and you connect both the avatars, and you tell this will be your speech. And with this, I just got up from my sleep. It was early hours, and I started just writing down what all Swami told me. And well, my content for the speech was ready. And I took it to my teacher and I showed. She was very happy. And she said, please go ahead. And as Swami has promised, I only stood and he spoke. And this experience, many teachers and students had this. They said, it's not you, Lakshmi, we know. It was so different. It is definitely Swami who is speaking. And I got some gifts also from teachers. They gave me some portraits of Swami, which I have even till today in my house. And ever since then, Swami has put me on different kinds of platforms, different kinds of groups were there to audience, different kinds of audience were there. And with all this also, I never had any fear. I was very comfortable speaking. I spoke to gatherings of even thousands of people. I was never scared because he said, you stand and I will speak. And another important lesson that I learned at the Lotus Feet of Swami, I would like to tell, especially for ladies. So why I'm telling ladies is because we have some weaknesses which we have to agree. And of course, everybody has weaknesses, but certain weaknesses are especially for ladies, and which Swami had repeatedly mentioned to us. So he said that the tongue performs a dual role. We all know that out of all senses have one action to do, but tongue has double action. It tastes also and it speaks also. So he said the tongue is something which we have to control first. If you control the tongue, automatically the senses will be controlled, and the mind will be under control, and the intellect will start working, and it will take you towards the Atma. This is what the Upanishads also state. So Swami was explaining the same thing, and he said, if you don't control your tongue, so you cannot control the other senses, and obviously your mind and buddhi and Atma, all this will be affected. So if you want to really go in, you want to become self-realized, or you want to attain your goal, the first and foremost thing is to control the talk. One is related to food, and the second is related to speech. And Swami mentioned that there are 4 kinds of evils that the tongue does. First, uttering falsehood. The second one is scandalizing. The third is finding fault with others. And the fourth is excessive articulation. So, uttering falsehood, scandalizing, finding fault with others, and excessive articulation. These are the 4 things that the tongue does. And very beautifully, Swami said that whenever you are talking, think that Swami is also present. Suppose 2 of us are talking, we should think that Swami is the third person. Suppose 5 of us are talking, we should think that Swami is the 6th person. And when we always remember his presence and we talk with people, we will not fall into these evils that the tongue does. So this is a very beautiful thing that Swami has told, and it is good for everybody to practice. And there's a very interesting story that I would like to tell you in this connection. Once there was a Brahmin who wanted to have a feast to 1,000 Brahmins. It's called Sahasra Prabhojanam. So when you feed 1,000 Brahmins, it gives a lot of merits, a lot of punya to it. So he arranged for it, and he had a lady who would supply milk and curd to him on a regular basis. So he tells the lady that I want to arrange this feast for 1,000 Brahmins. So can you please bring me curd enough for 1,000 people? So the lady brings the curd. Now what exactly happens is somehow the curd is poisoned, and when these 1,000 Brahmins, after their meal, they consume curd, and all the 1,000 of them die. So if a Brahmin dies like that, they say there's a Brahmahatya Patakam. It's a very grave sin. Now 1,000 people have died, so a big bundle of sin is accumulated, and it has to be given to somebody. So this matter was taken in heaven to the Lord, and they were discussing what to do with this bundle of sin. So some say, should we give it to the Brahmin? No, because we cannot give it to the Brahmin because he had a very noble intention. He wanted to feed 1,000 other Brahmins, and it's a good thing that he was doing. So should we give it to the lady who supplied the curd? No, because she didn't do anything. She did not add the poison to the curd. She just brought it, and she was also participating in the Sahasra Prabhojanam in her own way. What exactly happened? Because the Devtas were there and they understood what exactly happened. There was a eagle flying in the sky holding a cobra, and the cobra happened to emit some poison, and the poison that was vomited out of its mouth fell in the curd. It happened accidentally. So now, can we give the sin to the eagle? Then God said, no, you cannot give it to the eagle because it was doing its job. The cobra is, the snakes are its prey and it is taking. So that is something natural. And should we punish the snake? No, because it is natural for the serpent also to emit poison. There's nothing wrong in that. Then whom to give this sin? So this was a debatable issue in the court of the Lord. So there were other people in the village, in the neighborhood, who started gossiping about this. They said, this Brahman must have purposely done this, and that lady also must have been involved. See how bad they are. They have called all these 1,000 Brahmins and killed them. And gossipers, they don't know anything, but they talk a lot. So this was going on. So the Lord said, all this bundle of sin, you please distribute to all these people who are gossiping. So these kind of stories which are there in our Puranas and Upanishads, we must remember and act accordingly. So it is said, Karta Karayataschaiva Prerakasya Anumodakaha Shukrite Dushrite Chaiva Chatvari Samabhaginaha. Sukrite or Dushkrite, whether it is a good action or a bad action, all the people who are involved in that, the person who is doing, and there will be somebody who says, yes, yes, do, somebody will just nod their head, approve it, whatever, all those kind of people will get the share of the good or the bad actions that we do. The consequences all have to be facing it. At one point of time, again talking about this tongue, Swami was a little upset with the noise in the hostel or whatever. He said, too much of talking in the hostel. I don't like it. I like people to be silent. There's too much talking. And I decided that I will not talk. I wanted to be in silence. My roommates were very unhappy because every day I used to tell them stories about Swami, and sometimes we used to talk full night till the Suprabhatam bell rings on the next day. So they were very upset that Akka is not talking to us. And except saying Sairam for my attendance, I never opened my mouth for anything. So it went on for a few days. And Swami came in my dream and he said, why you're not talking? You talk. I want to listen. Whenever you're talking about Swami, I stand and listen there. I said, fine, but physically he told that we should not be talking. And now he comes and tells me, talk, please talk. Mamma kadu matladu, ma bangar kadu matladu. So I was thinking, like, is it my mind that is playing tricks with me? Because this is a dream. So, but I did not talk. And the next time when we went to Swami gave an interview, and he was talking again about this tongue, and he said that when you talk unnecessarily, your energy will be wasted, and that is why I say you should not talk. And then he looked at me and he said, if you talk about Swami, you will not lose energy. He said, all the energy comes from here, the source. He pointed to himself and he said, this is the source, this is the powerhouse. From here, all the energy comes. So you can talk about Swami. This gives you energy. This is not a waste of energy. So I continued to talk about Swami. And I had some kind of anger in me, not like too much anger, but there was some anger in me. And I wouldn't shout at people or scold them, but I used to show that on the things around me. Like I used to throw books or, just throw my slippers or slam the door, for example. And I used to show my anger in that way. And I prayed to Swami, how to control this? This is that. And Swami very beautifully explained once that you can drink cool water. He said, go to the bathroom and open the tap and leave it on and listen to that sound and count up to 10. So these kind of things will help you control the anger, because Swami said that 1 second of anger can destroy a few months of sadhana that we have done. And we know how much sadhana we do. So we cannot afford to go into the minus score of the sadhana. So this is what I learned from Swami, is to respect everything. Everything is God. We should not throw things here and there. And Swami was even telling that even an uneducated lorry driver, he does namaskar to the steering wheel before he starts. And what educated people are doing, these kind of things that I learned from Swami are something which we need to practice. And on one particular day, it was Vaikuntha Ekadashi. So I did my morning prayers, and the sports meet practice was going on. So early morning, we went to the field and we were practicing. And it so happened that there was two ladders like this, and my position was on the first rung. I was very good at doing yogasanas and all that. So they put me on the first rung there, and I was supposed to do like a dhanurasana, going back. I was bending back in that position, and something happened that I think the whole structure was not fixed onto the ground properly. It was like 20 feet high or something. I think it was loose. So I was in a bent position doing Dhanurasan, and there was Swami's room behind me, and I was chanting Swami's name, and I was looking at that room of Swami, and I had a feeling that Swami's room is falling. Actually, I was so stupid that I was falling down. The whole structure of this ladder was falling down, and I didn't realize till I fell down. So actually, what happened was the person who was on the extreme top, where the two ladders were meeting, she had a fracture in her leg, and the girl who was on the equal on the first rung, like me on the other side, she had severe injuries on her face. Her cheek was bloated, and she had a lot of bruises on her face and hands and legs. And me, not a scratch on my body, not a scratch on my body. So this made me feel that, when we chant Swami's name, when we are always thinking of him, he's ever there to protect. And the sports meet was over, usually sports meet is on Jan 11th, and within a week, uh, Swami, they used to display the photographs of Swami, and we could place an order and buy those photographs. So I got some photographs where I was like the third person or fourth person, because as soon as we did this ladder exercise, Swami called us onto the stage and he gave us gold color pens. It was written Sai Ira on the pen, and he was giving us pens. So it so happened that I didn't get the picture. I was kneeling down in front of Swami, and Swami didn't give my pen fast. He was holding the pen for a long time because some other item was happening down, and he was watching that because there was some problem there. And so I had a longer time opportunity to sit in front of Swami like Hanuman, I was sitting. But I didn't have a picture of that because it was like third person. I was the third person or fourth person in the pictures available. So in somewhere in March, almost like this whole entire thing was over. In March, our construction of some thing was happening in the hostel. So we were all sitting in the quadrangle and chanting Hanuman Chalisa. So when we were chanting Hanuman Chalisa, I just remembered, it was just a passing memory in my head. I was just thinking how beautiful that, that day on that particular time when Swami was giving me the pen, I had an opportunity to sit like Hanuman in front of him for quite some time because he wasn't giving my pen and I was waiting for him to give my pen. And it is sad that I don't have a memory of this because I have pictures where I was a little far away in that line, but I don't have something where I was sitting like Hanuman in front of Swami. And it was just a passing thought. And exams were going on, so I went into my room and studied. I was studying. And it so happened that there were some seniors who would just go around to check everything is all right in the rooms. Everybody is studying and not making noise. So one sister came like that, and she just said, "Lakshmi, just come here, show me your earrings." I showed my earrings. I had a special earrings those days, which were like diamond shape. She said, "See this photo. I have this photo where I can see the earrings, and I think it's you. And by mistake, I have this photo with me, and you can have it. See, you're here." And this is the photo which just now Brother Vijay Sairam has shown to you. This photo is the one where I'm like exactly like Hanuman waiting for Swami. I just thought of this and it comes to me in the end of March when almost the year is ending and we are going back home. And in one particular interview, Swami even signed this for me. You can see the signature there with Love Baba. So like this, like small desires of being close to him, taking pictures with him or talking with him and all these kind of things Swami has fulfilled. And after my BSc, because I had majored in computer science, I thought I should do MSc or MCA. And at that point of time, Swami gave an interview to all the outgoing batch. And when I asked him, Swami, what should I do? He only said, Amma cheppinattu cheyi bangaru. Amma cheppinattu cheyi. So I asked my mother, what do you want me to do? Because I like to do MSc computer science or MCA because that time computer was in full boom. So she said, no, I think you should do B.Ed because you have a chance to stay one more year with Swami. I said, okay, because my mother said and Swami has commanded, so I have to do. But teaching was not my cup of tea. I never thought I will do that. So that day, we had to go for the interview for B.Ed to Puttaparthi. And I was little disheartened because summertime usually Swami is in Whitefield, he's not in Puttaparthi. And it is sad that we miss Swami. But it so happened in that particular year, this is in 1990 to 1991 was my B.Ed. So Swami was there in May in Puttaparthi. He was there just for those 2-3 days that we had our entrance exam and interview and all that. And on the day of the interview, it was happening in Prashant William campus. Uh, the interviewers, where they were asking very difficult questions, and each girl who was coming outside, we were asking what kind of questions they are asking, and they said, "Oh my God, they are asking a lot of GK questions." And I was thinking, Swami, I don't see TV, I don't read newspaper, and I don't know my GK could be a big zero. If they ask me anything, what will I do? and I had another friend Sunanda. So both of us were thinking like this, and Swami just came to the college where the interview was happening, and he stood right where the by the window, and he was asking somebody to put the pots, the flower pots arrangement or something he was doing, and this gave us like some boost. Swami is here, we don't have to worry. And by the time we went inside, by the time our turn came, I think the interviewers also were in a hurry to go and see Swami or whatever. They hardly asked us anything. Like for me, they just asked me how many members are there in your family, and he just joked that it's like a half cricket team that you have in your house, and all started laughing. And then our warden and principal said she's our old student, she already did her graduation here, and they said okay, okay, no problem, go. So nothing has happened, and I got through. And I wanted a special combination of mathematics and English because I had some experiences with physics. I should tell you that because I loved physics, and in my plus two I was the topper in physics. I had 98%, but for some reasons I don't know, we had very good teachers, but the teacher was thinking that I was not concentrating in the class, which was not true. But for her, it appeared that I was not concentrating. Of course, like Swami, she didn't make me stand on the bench, but she would always tell, you're not focusing on the class, you're not concentrating. So with this, like, I was sort of upset with this. And one paper, what I did, I only wrote Om Shri Sai Ram, Om Shri Sai Ram, Om Shri Sai Ram in full paper, and I gave it. I didn't want to study physics. And when the result was given, I got like 98%, and the paper was very well written. All the physics problems were solved. Answer is equal to so and so. Everything was written very well, and I had tears in my eyes because I know I didn't do. And Swami came in the dream of my friend. She's in US now. He told her, if you give empty paper, it is much easier for Swami to write. If you write Om Shri Sai Ram, it is I have to erase that and then write the paper. So it's more difficult for me. So like this, Swami used to play with the girls. Like he will come in the dream of one girl and pass on a message to another girl. Like he will tell a particular singer uh, to tell to another singer to sing this particular song. I want to listen today. It's like that. And he made some friends also, because I don't. They are not my classmates. They are not my roommates. But he would say, go to so and so room, so and so person, and tell her not to cry. She's going on crying for Swami. Tell her that if she's crying, I cannot come. Tell her to stop crying. Then Swami can come and talk to her. So that's how I have some friends also. My dream girls, I call them. And it so happened that once during summer course, Swami was giving us even the safety pin to put a badge on, and how to put the thing, everything he was telling us. And he was also advising us that because on one side the girls will be sitting, one side the brothers will be sitting. He said, no looking here and there. Only a crow looks here and there. You should look straight at the stage only. Your eyes should be focused on the stage. And there was a beautiful menu. Each day, Swami would give us lovely food, different things which we have never heard of also, and even some people who didn't have blankets to cover because it was very cold at that time in Whitefield. So he gave that also. And on one day, what happened? Like for those of you who don't know how Whitefield looks like, there's a college where in the auditorium the summer course used to happen. Two sessions were there. One was the morning session, another the evening session. So Swami used to come for both, but Swami's discourse used to be in the evening. So the morning session, after the morning session, we all would come back for lunch, and we used to have lunch in the Kalyana Mandapam, which is just next to Trai Bhavan, and next to Kalyana Mandapam is the boys' hostel. So Swami used to come in the car on the road. He would enter Kalyana Mandapam first, see the girls, then he would go to the boys' hostel. Then after the boys' hostel, he would come back to the Kalyana Mandapam where the girls are eating, and then he would go back to his residence. So this was a daily procedure. So immediately after the morning session is over, before Swami's car reaches Kalyana Mandapam, we had a shortcut, And we used to run and go and sit in a place just next to that door, so that, when Swami goes from Kalyana Mandapam to the boys' hostel and again back to the Kalyana Mandapam, we will be in such a place that we can have two lovely darshans. And Swami used to always speak to the girl who's right there next to the door. So everybody would become PT Usha and everybody would run and go and sit there. So most of the time we had good places and Swami used to talk. On one particular day, I missed that. Like I was number 3 in the marathon. So I stood and I took my plate, and each day, I'm a rasam fan like Swami. Every day they used to make different kinds of rasams, and on that particular day there was a kind of rasam which looked like tap water with some chili powder sprinkled on it. It appeared like that. So it's just a passing thought that went in my head, and it's not that I wanted to criticize food or anything. It was very nice. So I went and sat and I started eating, and of course I was in the third place. So when Swami came back, he asked the first girl, "What is the curry?" And she said Rajma, sorry. And Swami said Rajmata, and everybody started laughing. And I was thinking, so I'm in the third place, so today Swami may not talk to me. So he spoke to the first girl, then he passed the second girl. I was the third one. He went to the fourth one, and he just turned back and he said, "Hey, rasam kaisa hai?" And I was not expecting that he will talk to me, but the rasam was so good. I've never eaten that kind of rasam in my life. It was so good. I felt like eating my own fingers, it was so tasty. I said, "Swami, it is so tasty." And Swami just looked at me and he did like that. Tap water, chili powder, he did like that. And this is another lesson, that even as a simple thought, we should not criticize food, because it said Annam Nanindhyat. Annam is Parabrahma. We should not criticize food. So this is another lesson learned at the Lotus Feet. And of course, we had another summer course where Rajiv Gandhi passed away, and Swami sat with us for almost an hour and explained the entire thing about Rajiv Gandhi and his family, which we can keep for another time maybe. And one day, Swami just told me that, "Why do you think I give sweet every day?" And he gave the meaning of the name, the word sweet. S stands for Sai, and wheat, WEET, stands for to know. So to know Sai gives sweet. And I went to the library to search for this word, WEET, wheat. I didn't find. I didn't find in any of the best dictionaries that I had. So I was just thinking, if Swami said it should be there, then Swami again told, "You go to the library, go to the left, on your right hand side, you'll find the second rack, and in the third cupboard, you'll find a green color book. It will be written CP Brown on that. CP Brown means Charles Philip Brown. You take that book and see." So I seriously went to the library, and as Swami directed, I took that book, and it is a English to Telugu dictionary by CP Brown, green color. When I opened that, it was written WEET, wheat means Telusu Konuta. That is to know. It's an archaic word in English. So wheat means to know. See, the all-knowing Lord knows everything. And on the last Shivaratri that we have as a student, because Shivaratri is the last festival in the academic year. And on Shivaratri day, we usually ask for an interview from Swami for the outgoing batch. And then we have the interview, and that will be the end of our year. So on the last Shivratri that I had as a student, I wanted to ask Swami for the interview. It so happened that Swami, that day, probably because of a lot of rush or something, he didn't pay much attention to the Anantapur girls, and he retired to his room. So some young children, the freshers, they didn't know some rules of Prashant Nilayam. They just sat back in the grounds, and they said, "We will not move from here until Swami comes and talks to us." So the elders were upset about this. They said, "This is not the way we behave with Swami. Once Swami has retired, don't expect him to come out. It's not like a strike or dharna that you do. It's not correct." And somehow the blame went to seniors like us. that you have trained the younger ones to do that. Though we were innocent about it, we were scolded, and somehow it all went into such a thing that there was a lot of crying, and we were all upset. Then finally, some of us boosted courage and we went and we spoke to our warden and said, please, ma'am, we didn't do anything. We request you that we want to have a chance to talk with Swami to ask about our interview. So, madam agreed, and she said that you will sit only in Prashant Nilayam in the Mandir ground, and the function was happening in Purnachandra Hall. She said, you are not supposed to come to Purnachandra Hall. You only sit there and ask Swami. We agreed because though it is our last Shivaratri, we had to sacrifice that to ask Swami for the interview. So some of us were sitting there, and the rest were in the Purnachandra Hall. And just before Swami came out, once again, Madam had come, and she said, no laughing or no talking loudly. All of you should fold your hands nicely and just pray, Bhagwan, please give us interview. And she gave us some instructions. And then she said, you are not going to come to Purnachandra Hall, you will be sitting here. And anyway, none of us had smile on our face because we had enough. From morning, we had a lot of scolding and all that. So none of us had smile. And when Swami came down from Prashant Nilayam, those days he was staying in Prashant Nilayam, as soon as he came down, he just did like that with a beautiful smile, and all of us had smile on our face. We forgot everything that happened from morning. And when Swami came close by, even before we could ask, he said, ఇంటర్వ్యూ కావాలి కదా నెక్స్ట్ సండే అందరు తప్పకుండా రండి నేను మాట్లాడతాను. He said, I will talk to you. You come on next Sunday. I will talk with you. We were so happy. And then he said, mother-in-law వచ్చిందా? He was talking about our warden. Mother-in-law వచ్చిందా? ఇలా కూర్చోండి, ఇలా నవ్వండి, ఇలా చేయొద్దు, ఇలా చేయండి ఇవన్నీ. He started imitating and we all started laughing. Though we forgot all the rules of not smiling or not laughing, we started. And then Swami said, come to Purnachandra. Come and sit in Purnachandra. And we were a little scared because the hall will be full and maybe there won't be any place. And moreover, we were told not to go there. And Swami stood there and he started gesturing. He said, come on, come on. Like he started showing his hand. And finally, we all went. Swami went in through the main entrance, his entrance. And we went through the ladies' side. And when we went there, the person who was in charge of the Purnachandra, she said, there's no place. How come you girls have no, how can you come so late? And even before we could say that Swami has called us or anything, Swami was already out. He came much in front of the stage and he started beckoning us. He said, come in, come in. And there was no place actually. And the very first line was occupied by Swami's sisters, Venkavadhootha and all their family and all that. And Swami showed us a place before them. So the very first line was given to us. And it is such an opportunity for our last Shivaratri Darshan as a student that we could sit in the very first line. And Swami started his discourse. We all had tears now, again, but tears of joy. We were not sad, we were very happy. And we had tears in our eyes. And Swami started telling about this Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam, what kind of offering you give to God. He said, these pure tears that come out of love, this is the Toyam that God will receive. So this is how my journey went on during the college. And after that, I had, after my B.Ed, the Bachelor's of Education, I had, Swami had selected a few girls, like he handpicked some girls to work in his hospital in Puttaparthi. So Swami gave us an interview and he sent us to Whitefield. And during that interview, Swami had actually told us how girls should behave. He said, because that was the first time we were going out into the other world, he said, no looking at people. If you look at people, because when you look at people, then you start talking, then you start writing, and then you start going. So he said, only hi, hi, hello, hello. Other than that, you shouldn't be doing anything. And Swami called Chakravarti sir into the interview room. See, these kind of things which Swami told, even our own parents will not tell. He was so concerned that he's sending his girls outside. So he called Chakravarti sir and he started dictating a letter to Bhutia uncle, who Mr. Bhutia is the custodian of the Whitefield ashram. He said, I'm sending my girls. You have to take care of them. put them in Hislop cottage and take care of their food and everything. And a lot of instructions he started giving. And he also told us that there is a lady called Ratanlal, Mrs. Ratanlal. We call her Ratanlal auntie. She used to cook for Swami. She lives just opposite Hislop block. So he said, you go to her house and do uh, bhajan there. She has all the saptarishis installed in her uh, big puja room. She will not allow anybody to go there. Tell her that Swami told, and she will surely allow you. So we had a beautiful opportunity to sit with Ratanlal auntie, and she shared a lot of experiences of hers with Swami. And Swami also told that she forgets to put salt while cooking. She'll be singing bhajans, Meera bhajans, and all that, and all her tears will go into the curry. She'll forget to put salt also, he said. And in this particular interview, Swami gave us a lot of things, and he blessed each one of us by putting his hand on our head. And so much of fragrance went into us, into our saris. Our saris were smelling, giving that beautiful fragrance for a few months actually. And we also started smelling. And when we came out, people started sniffing. It was such a wonderful fragrance that was coming out of us. And almost 1 month we waited in Puttaparthi, and the money that we brought from our homes was almost exhausted. And we couldn't ask our parents to send more money because any day Swami can give interview and send us white field. So in this situation, we all had no money with us. And Swami very lovingly he gave us money, and he said, like he was giving each note like, this is for your shampoo, this is for your powder, snow, what you want to buy, and this is for your bus ticket, and this is for this, each one he was giving like that. And I have still preserved, because I got the last notes with the stapler pin, and also the bank people have a wrapper around the notes. That also is still with me. It's my treasure. I keep that because Swami was using that. And after that, so we went to Whitefield and we settled in Hislop Cottage. So in Hislop Cottage from Whitefield, every day we would go to Bangalore and come back. And Swami told us that he will come and see us during our stay there. And also he told us that every week we should write letters to Swami. And he was inquiring from Bhuti uncle how we are and things like that. So though Whitefield people didn't believe that Swami will come in the middle of like somewhere from June to November, but Swami did come only to see us. But it so happened that we know that Swami has come for us, but we would go to Bangalore for the training, and Swami would give his first darshan. And in the end of the day, he would give his second darshan and he would retire to his room. And after that, we would come back to ashram. So staying in the ashram and just inside the Hislop's cottage, which is just behind Trai Bhavan, we could see from our window Swami washing his hands and having his dinner. That late we would come. And only that darshan we used to have, but we didn't have the regular darshan. So we used to feel very bad. We are right here in the ashram, but we are not able to have darshans. So one day we decided, we prayed to Hanuman, our favorite, and we prayed so much to Hanuman, and we prayed that the van shouldn't come. Every day one van used to come to take us to Bangalore. And prayers worked, the van didn't come. So we were just almost waiting for the van, waiting for the van. We know van will not come, and the van didn't come. Swami came out. And we were on the extremely opposite gate, which is towards the ashram side, and Swami would go on the other direction, where the public will be sitting for darshan. Those days there was a tree with Krishna there, so Swami would walk to the tree, give darshan, and come back. So we were exactly opposite that place. So we said, at least, okay, if Swami doesn't see, we will see Swami. And we sat near the other gate, and there only some deer and some rabbits were there, nothing else. But still, when Swami came out of the Trai Bhavan, he looked at us. He looked at us from that far. And we asked Mrs. Bhutia if we could go and sit for darshan. She said, no, no, no. You wait here for van. In case the van comes, even if it is late, you should go for your duty. So we were sitting there. And Swami went to darshan under the tree there, and he asked her, why did you make my children sit near that gate where all the animals are? my children are supposed to sit in the VIP lawn. And he showed the VIP lawn, which is just next to Tribhavan. He said, my children should be sitting there. Why did you make them sit near the animals? And after darshan, she came to us and she said, sorry beta, I made you all sit here. You'll get ready by 2:30. I will put you in the VIP lawn. Swami wants to see you there. So evening we were ready and we sat. So just before this, what had happened was, in the middle of the night, fan had fallen on me. And if you see, it is a special fan. It had 4 blades, and 2 of them were bent, and the other 2 were in the middle. Like it didn't. I could only feel some warm touch there. That's all. And I was sleeping like a log. Everybody got up. My roommates got up, and the whole ashram got up, and they thought something happened to me, and they were shaking me up. Lakshmi, get up, get up. And I was thinking, what happened? And it was like a dream, I was feeling something was falling on me, and I was saying Sairam, Sairam, and I was in bliss. I didn't know what was happening. And 4 girls had to carry that. The fan was so heavy and hot, and they took it, and it was running in full speed, so it was very hot. So they took it and they put it in, next room. And all these uncles, aunties around the ashram, they all came and said, you should thank Swami. Swami saved you, and all that. And I was thinking, fan fell, so what? I mean, I didn't even understand. Like, I was such a dumb that I didn't even think that I should thank Swami. Swami saved my life. Nothing like that. I didn't even write a letter to Swami. I didn't even say thanks to him with his photo. Nothing. And on this particular day, when we were sitting in the VIP lawn, Swami came and he asked, Amy, ee poddu hospital ki poleda? He said, didn't you go to hospital today? And I had a big mouth to talk to Swami. So I said, Swami, మీ దయ వల్ల ఈ రోజు వ్యాన్ రాలేదు, మీ దర్శనం అవుతుంది, I said. And he took Akshitalu, which is for the people who don't know Telugu, I will say, Swami said that, why didn't you go to hospital today? And I said, Swami, because of your grace, van did not come, and we are able to have your darshan. And Swami picked up some yellow rice grains, which they use for blessing. He put on me, and he was very close to me, and he said, Daya undi Bangaru. He said, lot of grace is there on you, Bangaru. And he said, because this grace is there, that night when the fan fell on you, your neck would have got cut like that. I, bent the blades of the fan like that. Until then, I was talking, but after that, I closed my mouth because there's nothing to talk. The Swami was telling. And a friend of mine, we used to write letters to Swami, no? A friend of mine had written, Brindavanamadi Andaridi, Govindudu Andarivade, Kani Miru Kondarivade. Means the Krishna of Brindavan belongs to everybody, but you belong to only some. And we all added to that letter saying that Swami is not looking at us, Swami is not talking to us, Swami is not bothered about us, and all those kind of childish things with Swami. So Swami, very seriously, he said, you write letters, Brindavanamadi Andaridi, and so on. You say Swami is not looking at me, Swami is not talking to me. Who do you think was protecting when the fan fell in the middle of the night? You were sleeping like a buffalo. You are not even aware about the nuts and bolts that have loosened. And I had to come there and protect. Never say that Swami is not with you. Swami is in you, around you, above you, below you, and all kinds of directions that he could tell. He said, I am always there. Never, never say that Swami is not with you. And true to it, always he has been there saving. And Hanuman did his job very nicely, that the van didn't come the next day also, and for another 2 days also. So on the second day when we were sitting for darshan, Swami said, you didn't go to hospital today also? And we said, Swami, van did not come. He said, so what? Mana car undi kada, he said, our car is there, no? And he arranged his own car so that we could go. For 2 days, we had the fortune of sitting in Swami's car and going to Bangalore. And actually, I had a desire to be in Swami's car. He fulfilled that desire also. So after this, when we came back to Bhakti, within this short span of 4 months, the super specialty hospital was ready. This is only Swami can do that. It was such an amazing, beautiful building standing in front of us. And after I came back, this feeling that Swami had protected me, Swami has saved me. So this life has to be dedicated for Swami was very strongly installed in me. And when that particular day came when Swami saved my life, and physically he has confirmed that I protected you from this handfall, I was thinking this is like my first birthday. And today, it's only between me and Swami. Swami has to celebrate my birthday. I will not tell anybody. I will not talk about it, but Swami has to somehow celebrate this birthday. So I was living in South Prashanti at that time, and I got up in the morning, did my prayers, and somewhere around 5:30, that is the time when the first comes from Hyderabad. Somebody knocked the door and they said, "Your sister sent you some saris and flowers." So my sister and my brother-in-law, they are like my parents. They keep sending me things. And on that particular day in the morning, they sent sari to me through somebody who was coming from Hyderabad. So I was very happy. So this is a kind of celebration that's happening. So I wore the new sari, I put on flower, and I went for darshan. I didn't buy any chocolates. I didn't take any akshatalu with me because Swami is supposed to celebrate. It's a secret deal between both of us. So I was sitting in the darshan, and Swami walked past me. He gave me Padnamaskar, and he went quite a little distance. And there was a lady from UK, and she had all those wonderful UK chocolates with her. Maybe it was her birthday or whatever. She was sitting for blessing. So Swami blessed her, picked up some chocolates in his fist. He came back to me. He threw the chocolates on my lap, smiled, and walked away. So we know why he did that. After that, I went into the prayer hall for bhajan. Darshan was finished, and I went into the prayer hall for bhajan. There also Swami walked in the middle and gave Padma. Then when he went back and sat on the throne, the bhajans were already on. I think it was the second bhajan or third bhajan that was going on. And I was so happy that Swami is celebrating my birthday like this. And I just said, Swami, that day when you spoke about this fan incident and all that, we were so happy. It was such a joy that Swami came to us and talked. And we were singing that song, Entahai, Entahai, Nadu, Mandahasavanam, Palukarinchinaadu. It's a beautiful song where it is such a beautiful day that the Lord has come to us and spoken to us. So I was just thinking, on that day, I was singing this song, and in the middle of the bhajan, suddenly Swami said, "Stop." And I was wondering what happened. Swami doesn't stop in the middle of the bhajan like that. He just told the boys to stop in the middle of the bhajan. The bhajan was not completed. He said, "Sing the Entahai Entahai Kantasala song." And all the children started singing Entahai Entahai. And I had tears in my eyes at the way Swami celebrated. But uh, honestly, I usually don't forget dates in my life, special dates in my life. But this particular date, Swami made me forget so that I don't trouble him again for my second birthday and third birthday and so on. So on one particular day, it was Swami's birthday. It was a big birthday. Once in 5 years, Swami used to celebrate in the Hillview Stadium where it was a special occasion. So the Prime Minister of India, Chief Minister, all these people were there. And just one day before that, November 22nd used to be the convocation of the university, and November 23rd is Swami's birthday. So November 22nd, I was convocating that particular day. So I went for darshan, and after the convocation, on the next day, all the other girls said, since you had darshan yesterday, you can sacrifice on birthday. You be in the hospital, and we will go to the for darshan. I said, fine, but though I was not really happy about sacrificing Swami's birthday darshan, so I had to, so they all went for darshan. And I was thinking, Swami, I can't even see you on your birthday. And I was sitting near the centrifuge, and I was doing some centrifuging some samples. And I was just thinking of Swami, and I was in my own world. And suddenly I felt a hush behind me, and I just closed the centrifuge and just turned around, and I find Swami standing behind me. And I didn't know what to do. I was just folding my hands like that. And Swami said, Santosham, Santosham, very good. Carry on with your work like this. And he said, Chesko, Chesko. I was thinking he's telling me to do the work, continue with the work. But he showed his feet and he said, Chesko, Chesko. So I took Padma Namaskar. it is such an opportunity, because when Swami is having birthday in Hillview Stadium, darshan itself is difficult. Imagine he gave me darshan and sambashan on such a special day when the Prime Minister and Chief Minister and all these big dignitaries are waiting for him on the stage. Before going to Hillview Stadium, he first came to the hospital and then he went to the Hillview Stadium. So this is a very beautiful experience that I had. So when we do work, Swami will obviously come and bless us. That's what I feel. And on one particular darshan, on one particular day, Swami brought Shankar Dayal Sharma. He was the then president of India. Swami brought him into the hospital. And when Swami came, there was some construction going on behind the laboratories. So there was a lot of cement and sand and bricks and all kinds of things. So we suddenly came to know that Swami is coming to hospital, and we pushed all these dirty, unwanted things behind one door, and we closed the door. And we were praying that Swami should not go beyond this point, because there's all mess over there. So when we when Swami came along with Shankar Dayal Sharma, Swami was seriously going in almost to that area, and I was praying in my Swami, please stop here. Beyond this, it's so dirty that, we can't take the guest to that place. So Swami just stopped exactly where that little door was there. And it so happened that I couldn't move to one side where Shankar Dayal Sharma sir and his wife and his entire security and all were there. And on the other side, there were cameramen and all that. So I was very safe with Swami. So it so happened that we were like this. Both me and Swami were like this, one with the other, and his hair was entering my nose. We were so close to each other. And then Swami, instead of turning back or something, he just stood there for a long time. And he said, Akkade emundi, what is there? He wants to know what is there. Now, what to tell Swami? I said, Swami, lab. And he again asked. I said, lab. And I didn't want to move. I didn't want him to move beyond that point. He's supposed to turn back. So he just stood there. And while standing like this, he just turned around like this in such a way that his face was very close to mine. And I could feel that everything was covered so much. His face was so big, I felt. And that minute, like, I couldn't tell. Emma, he said. He wanted me to repeat again what I said. I said, lab, blah, 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 blah. I could not say lab properly. At that point of time, Swami had to cover up with my muttering and all that. Swami just turned towards Shankar Dayal Sharma, which was an about turn, and he said, she is my college. He told this in Hindi. He said, ये मेरी college की लड़की है, college student है, MSc है, good girl है, hard working है, sincere है. मैंने उसको permanently इधर रख दिया. He showed his heart and he said, I have put her there permanently. And I was very happy. And Shankar Dayal Sharma was doing like that. And Swami was looking at me because he wanted me also to greet him back. I said, Sai Ram sir. And Swami was very happy. He went back. So I was thinking, the President of India and me, I'm nothing. But the way Swami introduced me to him, the first person, the first citizen of India, was a very sweet memory that I have with Swami. And one day, myself and I had a friend called Prasanna, who's a part of my family now. We both were feeling very hungry. It was our day off, and we wanted to eat something nice, and there was a doctor's conference going on, and all the doctors were invited to the Western canteen in Prashant William. So I was thinking, Swami used to always call me doctor. Even before I did my PhD, he used to call me doctor. So I thought, let's go and see. If Swami is our mother, he will not say no to us when he's giving food. There's no problem. Let's go and eat. So we went and we sat on the last bench, last row, which was facing the kitchen side of the Western canteen. And Swami, instead of entering from the main door, he entered from the kitchen door, and we both were the first ones. We saw face to face. And we just folded our hands, and Swami said, Kuchondi, Kuchondi, Manchi Bojanam, చేశాక ఐస్ క్రీమ్ కూడా ఉంది, మర్చిపోకుండా ఐస్ క్రీమ్ కూడా తిని వెళ్ళండి, he said. Swami said, it's a very nice feast, sit down, have nicely, and ice cream also is there, you have ice cream also and go, he said. So that's another loving experience that we have. And on one particular day, uh, Swami came to the hospital, and we were told that we should not leave our respective departments. And if Swami comes to our departments, fine, we will have darshan. If he doesn't come, we should not be, going from one department to the other. So we came to know that Swami is already leaving the place. So into the main lobby, Swami was already in the main lobby, and he was going to go away. So we thought at least we'll see Swami from behind because it's over. And two of us, we just went and we stood in such a place that we could see Swami's back. And Swami would always admire the chandelier, and he was looking at the chandelier, talking about it to the director. And we saw him from back, and we were happy. We were quite behind. And suddenly Swami turned back and he started walking towards us. Now, with him, even the director was coming, and surely they will scold us because we didn't do the right thing by coming outside. So, but Swami stood there. He said, good girls, blessed, and he went away. So, no scolding happened. And in one particular interview, Swami said, uh, he asked the doctors, how do you think this cancer is caused? Because the people who trained us were from a cancer hospital. So they said, Swami, it could be because of tobacco and various reasons the doctors were giving. And Swami said, how come small children are getting cancer? It is because of sugar. He said, sugar should not be consumed. Sugar is one thing which causes cancer. And another thing Swami asked them was, where is life? So many people said heart. Swami said, no, heart is the main switch. But the real life, where is it? He said, it is uh, when we see lightning in the sky, it goes like that. No? So he said, it's like that in blue in color. It is between the 9th ring and the 14th ring of the spinal cord. He said, Neelato yada madhyastha vidyulleke vavasara. It is like that. It is like an electric thing. It keeps going. And when that goes, the life goes. It is not the heart. And whenever we didn't have enough money, Swami used to call us into the interview room and give us money. So one day he called us and he gave us quite a huge amount of money. And he said, Idi amma istundi, jeetan kaadu. He said, this is not salary. This is what your mother is giving. Hide it, he said. And we hid it. After we hid it, he called the director and he said, Kai ko unko salary nahi deta, salary do, give them salaries. Why you're not giving them salaries? He said. And such a love. And in one interview, Swami asked me, what is your name? And when I told my name, he said, what is the meaning of your name? So I said, Lakshmi is like goddess of wealth. Swami said, no. Lakshmi is the word which is derived from the word Lakshma. Lakshma means it's like a tracing. When you have a picture of something, he said, suppose you have Swami's feet, picture of Swami's feet. You put a tracing paper on that and you draw. And when you show the tracing paper to somebody, they will know it is Swami's feet. It's a trace copy of Swami's feet. So he said, Lakshmi should be like a trace copy of Swami. So your life, your existence, everything should speak that Swami is there. You should be like a trace. You should live up to that. Everybody should know their name. They should understand their name and live up to it, he said. And I happened to sit very close to Swami that day, and I put my both the hands under his feet, and he put his feet, and for almost 1 hour or more, he was just pressing like that. And there was one lady, an elderly lady, so she had her own rules and regulations and discipline. So she was doing, she was doing, and I didn't listen because very rarely girls get chances, and I didn't want to leave his lotus feet, and I was not doing anything wrong according to me. I was just holding his feet, and he was also putting his feet, and he was also happy. And she could not take it because she went on telling me many times, and I did not listen. Because after going out, if she scolds, no problem, because I will not get this chance again. So I was sitting like that. And she told Swami, Swami, teach her some discipline. Then Swami said, you keep your military discipline to yourself. Between me and her, there is only heart to heart relationship, no discipline, he said. So, and now coming to the books part, uh, in the year 1996, Swami directed me to translate this Divine Revelations book. It was written initially in Telugu, in the sense it was compiled by my cousin Sai Mahadev. And with this book was a very special one in my life. Um, After this book, when I was doing this book, it was almost like a big penance, I should say. I wasn't eating the normal food. I was on raw food, and I was not speaking to anybody. I closed myself, and I was totally focused on the book. And it was only my mother who would come and she would feed me in between and goes. And there was no other kind of disturbance that was happening. So when this book was over, this book is basically about what Swami has told about himself. And this name, Divine Revelations, also was given by Swami. And when I finished this book, I just said, Jai Bolo Bhagwan Shri Sathya Baba Ji Ki Jai, and I went to sleep. And Swami came in my dream, and I was like 25 years old, but Swami behaved with me as if I'm a small baby. Like when I was an infant, how he used to carry me, he carried me. When we are very happy, what we do with children, we really lift them up and hold them and turn them around, those kind of things. He was doing that to me. I was so big, and he did that was his way of expressing his ananda. He did that, and he blessed me, and he said, "Achandra Tararkam I Pustakam ఉంటుంది." Like, as long as sun and moon are there, this book will be there. And today, the samasta rushulu, samasta yogulu, samasta devatalu ninnu ఆశీర్వదిస్తున్నారు. He said, all the yogis, all the rishis, and all the devatas are blessing you today. And he brought a big rose garland. It was this fat, full of pink roses, and he garlanded me. It was my size, long one. He did that. So I was very happy, and I thought, like, in dream he did so much. So physically, he can sign the book and all that. So I took my manuscript and went to Puttaparthi. And each day he would say, wait, sit, or even ignore me totally. Wherever I was sitting, he will go exactly the opposite side. And you know how Swami can ignore if he wants to. So I was really sad. Like, in dream, he told me so much, but physically he is not blessing me. And it so happened that he guided me. He said, you do Shirdi Baba's book first, publish that, and then I will bless you. Because by writing the Shirdi Baba book, all your karma will be washed away. So this Shirdi Baba book was completed somewhere in 97, 98. And at that point of time, I didn't even have money to publish that book. And somebody from UK, they bought 100 books, and that is how I could pay for this book and also for the Divine Revelation book. And that's how he kept me going, this printing and publishing and all that. And it so happened that a few of us became instrumental in making a Shirdi Baba temple in Puttaparthi in the Hanuman complex. And I had a friend who had clairvoyance, and she said that Swami wants you to pay for the various things, the bell and the RP plate and some things like that. A lot of things were there. She said Swami wants you to pay for that. So we went to Hyderabad, we bought all the things, but I really didn't have money. So what I did, she said, you give a check and Swami will take care. So I gave a check, a post-dated check, and we came back. All the things came back. The inauguration happened, and Shirdi Baba's thing was installed, and everything was all right. And the date of the check was almost nearing. At that time, my cousin Prahlad from US, he just called me and he said, uh, just go to the Western Union. I have sent some money for you. I said, why, Bhaiya, why you sent now? I didn't ask for you. He said, no, I don't know. I had a feeling that Swami told that I should give you now. So he gave me some money, and that was not fully enough to pay the check. So I said, okay. And I didn't know what was a Western Union, nothing. So he explained to me what I should be doing, and that money had come. And I was supplying books to the book trust in Prashant Milliam, and they had a policy of paying the money once in 4 months. So I got a call from the book trust in the afternoon, and they told me that we are changing the policy, and instead of paying after 4 months, we would like to pay you now. And they gave me money. So this is how Swami works, and the check did not bounce, and in time there was money and it worked. And then Swami blessed my books physically and he signed also on that. And at that time, he blessed, saying that uh, this book, like even if you don't do anything, 10 తరాల వరకు ఈ బుక్ మీద వచ్చేది 10 తరాలకు సరిపోతుంది he said. 10 తరాలకు సరిపోయేంత ఇస్తాను, మీన్స్ ఫర్ అనదర్ 10 generations to come, uh, this book will provide you enough. And he said, సూర్య చంద్రులు ఉన్నంత వరకు సత్యసాయి బాబా పేరు ఉంటుంది, సత్యసాయి బాబా పేరు ఉన్నంత వరకు సత్యసాయి శ్రీ లక్ష్మి పేరు ఉంటుంది he said. It was such a blessing that Swami gave me. And right from the book cover page, if you see that icon there, there's a little icon of Swami breaking the coconuts on the Divine Revelations book, sir. Uh, you see the coconuts breaking and the splash coming out like that. And in between also, there's a little icon between the Divine and Revelation. This all was directed by Swami. And I went for this particular photo to almost all the shops in Puttaparthi and I did not find. And I was going for getting it printed. I was sitting in the bus. The bus was about to start in 2 minutes when one man came to me with a brown cover and there was this picture inside. And he said, it seems, Amma, you were looking for this picture. My sir told me to give it to you. And I asked him how much and which sir. By then, he disappeared. He was not there. And I really don't know which particular studio sent it or where this photo was. I have no idea. I didn't even pay for it. I just got it. See, this is how Swami works. And those days to go from Parthi to Hyderabad would cost around 90 rupees. And sometimes when I didn't have that money also, in mysterious ways, Swami would give me the money. Like one day I opened my tape recorder because my battery was not working and I find 100 rupees in between the batteries. It was like that. So everything was taken care by Swami. And once on my birthday, I went to Puttaparthi and every birthday Swami does something special. He blesses me. And when I went there, I came to know that Swami went to Whitefield. He was opening another super specialty hospital there. So he was there. So I was thinking like, I don't have more money to go to Whitefield. So I was in Parthi and you won't believe that Swami came very fast in his car. He gave one darshan, blessed me, and went back in that particular year. So, and the next book that Swami made me write is the book on Peddabottu. Peddabottu's life is very beautiful. So, before writing this book, she appeared to me along with Shirdi Baba, and she gave me a check, like a blank check. She said, "You do this book," and they both blessed and gave me a check. And okay, I can translate the book, but I didn't have a Telugu copy first of all, and I went to the book trust. They didn't have a copy. So finally, Swami guided me to somebody who had a Xerox copy of the Telugu version. So I took it and I started translating. And Swami, like I want to put a picture of hers inside, but I don't know whom to approach. And I was doing my security duty, which the old students do. I was sitting, and my turn came where I was sitting with the old ladies' side. So my duty was there. And one old lady, she always used to talk with me, and she said, "What are you doing these days?" And I said, "I'm writing a book on Peddabottu." She said, "My neighbors, they are very close to Peddabottu, and they have a picture of hers." I said, "Very good. See, this is how Swami shows." So I went to that person's house, and the lady of the house was very sweet. She gave me the photo. And I took the photo, and I hardly reached home. The man called me, and he said, "You're not supposed to print it. You're not supposed to take a scan of it or do anything with it. Please come and give it back. My wife is foolish. She gave you. We are not interested in giving to you." I said, "Fine. This is Swami only shows, and Swami only wants to take it back. It's fine." So I went and I said, "I'm sorry, uncle. I will not do anything," and I gave it back to him. And that night, uh, he had a dream or something. I don't know what happened. But Swami scolded him. Swami said, "You cannot talk to her like that." And the next day, poor thing, he's a heart patient, and I was living on a second floor. he came panting to me. He said, "I'm very sorry, beta. I shouldn't have scolded you. Swami scolded me for being rude with you." And he gave me the negative of the picture also. See, this is negative was required to have a clarity. So this is how Swami works. The lady gave me the main picture, and this man brought me the negative also, and that's why we have a beautiful picture in that book. And so this is how Swami works. And on the cover page also, Swami said to put only the bindi there. Like the Peddabottu means big bindi. So he put that, and I offered it to Swami during the Dashera. And Dashera time, Swami is very busy because so many VIPs were there and all that. And at the same time, this Shirdi Sai Sathya Sai serial also was done. And Swami was blessing those people, Anjali Devi and all those people. He was giving them uh, silk saris, and he created some jewels and he was giving. And I was a little upset. See, they are all VIPs, they are all rich people. Swami gives them saris, Swami gives them jewelry and all that. And we are ordinary people, and I lost my parents also. I'm an orphan. So you don't bother about orphans, Swami. You say that I'm close to your heart, you don't bother about me. And a little I was upset about that. And at that point of time, there was one lady who said that she wants to talk with me, and I was not interested in talking with anybody because I was not in a mood. So this lady who gave me Peddabottu's photo, she intervened. She said, "Just give her 5 minutes. She wants to talk to you." I said, "Fine, okay." And 5 minutes. This lady, she came from US. She's very good in English and Telugu, not like me. And she told me that it seems Swami gave her this opportunity of translating the Peddabottu book. And for some reasons, she could not go beyond 10 pages or something. And she came back to Swami. This was somewhere in 1980, somewhere in the 1980s. Probably I was in my middle school at that time. And I didn't even dream of going to Swami's institute at that point of time. But Swami gave her an interview, and she said, "Swami, I cannot do this. Maybe one of your students should do it." And it seems at that time, Swami just looked up in the air and he said, "Yes, my student will do it." And when she told this incident to me when I was really upset, I was very happy because Swami has thousands of students, and he has chose me to do this job. I was very happy. And just to tell you, once Swami was asking, "What do you want? What do you want?" And many people were saying, "We want Swami, we want Swami." And there was one person who was saying, "Swami, I want to be an instrument in your hand." Then all the boys started telling, "You are, I also want to be instrument. I also want to." Then Swami said, "Yes, you are an instrument. You are an instrument. You are an instrument." Then he pointed to his body and he said, "This is also an instrument." So this shows that Swami is there in every one of us, and this body is instrumental, and he carries on what he wants to do through these instruments, but he gives us the credit. So this was such a nice feeling that I had, that out of thousands of children, Swami, you have chosen me for doing this job. And he declared this somewhere in the 80s. This book was published somewhere in 2000, but this is what happened. And then I had this strange feeling that I should not not have a silk sari or jewelry until Swami gives me. This was there in my, and anybody wants to give me my sisters or that, I would never take. I said, "I don't want any silk sari because I want Swami to give. My first sari should be from Swami. My first jewel should be from Swami." So that day Dashara is over. He gave everybody silk saris and everything. I didn't get anything except this beautiful message that I'm his chosen instrument. Uh, that night, Swami came in my dream and he showed me a beautiful pink sari. And he said, "Bhagunda." I said, "Bhagundi, Swami." He said, "If I give only you, the other children also will feel bad. So shall I give to everybody?" I said, "No problem, Swami. You are the giver. You can give to anybody whom you want to." And the next day, he just called the security girls and gave us those pink pattu saris. Uh, this is the first sari that I received from Swami on the day after Dashera. So this is another thing, like, to make it very clear that this is not given for Dashera, but it is given for the Peddabottu book. This is what he made me understand. And at that time, a person in Puttaparthi, he was just casually remarking to me, that you don't wear any jewelry, you don't want to dress up properly, you are like a sannyasi and all. He was just criticizing me. And I said, if my Swami wants, he will give me jewel. There's no problem. If he wants, for me, I'm not so crazy about these things, but if he wants, he will definitely give. And at that point of time, I got a call from my brother-in-law. He looks after me like his own daughter. So he was buying a coupon. There's some gold lottery kind of thing happens in Secunderabad somewhere. So he said, I'm buying for my daughter. I'll buy one for you also. So he paid 500 rupees and he bought a coupon. And the lottery was taken. The first lottery was mine. So 20,000 worth jewelry came to me. So I told my brother-in-law, you choose whatever you want to choose. There's no problem. And he can even give it to his daughter or wife. I wouldn't mind. But he said it is for you and he kept it aside. And after that, I had to go to Himalayas and I went to Himalayas. And when he brought the jewel, uh, it was 20,000 worth. So the jewel was 19,200. So another 800 was there. So those people forced him to buy another coupon for the lottery. So he thought it's a good deal, no problem. So he paid that 800, took another one. And hardly I reached Himalaya, he calls me again and he said, the second lottery, which is for 30,000, that also came for you. So on my return from Himalaya, I went to Hyderabad, stayed with my sister. We went to the shop and I said, see, this 20,000 plus 30,000, give me one jewel for 50,000. She gave. Those days 50,000 jewel is no joke. And in that also, that lady said, yours looks like a lucky hand. Will you take another coupon? I said, no. I just remembered what Swami used to tell about gambling. This was something like that. I said, no, this is enough. And this is the one and only one jewel I have even now. I frankly speaking, I did not wear that much. Only to show to Swami on one festival, I must have worn it and I never wore it. So that's the only jewel I have, which is given by Swami. And that 500 invested by my brother-in-law. So like this is Swami wants to give, there is no dearth of anything. And all my family are government servants. So I used to always tell, they are all government servants, I am God's servant. But Swami always looked after me so well, like a queen it was. And once Swami took me to Nepal, uh, and there it was during Swami's birthday time. Actually, I didn't want to miss Swami's birthday, but Swami took me there, and he all the 15 days that I was in Nepal, 15 into 2, 30 times speeches were arranged across Nepal. It was in schools and colleges, in the samitis, everywhere I was taken, and he made me speak. And on Swami's birthday, I had to address 1,000 people, and he gave me this experience where everybody was trying to fall on my feet after listening to me. So I said, no, it's not me. You should fall at Swami's feet. And a human barricade was made, a human chain was made, and they literally took me and put me in the car. I was thinking, Swami, what kind of experience you are giving me? I'm just nothing. But he made me feel like that. And with Swami's grace, he took me to all the Jyotirlingas, the Kailash Manas Sarovar, and all kind. Of course, we can keep this for another time. In Himalayas, lot of experiences, lot of darshans Swami has given me. And since Swami used to always call me a doctor, I thought that I should do my PhD. And those days, wherever I was working in Lead India and other places, I was not taking salary from them. I was working as an honorary person. So I didn't have enough money for paying my PhD fees also. But Swami took care that it was exactly the right time things used to happen. And after my MPhil, the dissertation, the Bhakti Yoga of Sathya Sai Baba, somebody called from German, the Lambert Publications. They published this book. I didn't have to spend any money on this. And for PhD, when we need the international publication, I could show this. And somebody put it on the website and things like that. Nothing I spent or I asked for. Everything happened like that. So at the time of thesis submission, Swami was hospitalized, and eventually Swami left his physical frame. And I was very sad that Swami did not sign my thesis. And but Swami came in another form to my house, and I was almost not eating food or drinking water for almost 40 days. I was so devastated after losing Swami. And he came to my house, and on the thesis book, he told me various things, of course, about uh, Swami, and which gave me a lot of confidence. I stopped crying, and now I don't feel that Swami has left us. I feel Swami is always there. He took my thesis book and he wrote Om on that, Om, and he wrote 1926 to dash 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 dash. So whatever that means, this was the blessing I got, and I came out of my grief. Uh, and So whenever we do satsang or anything in the house, we always felt smell vibhuti. We can feel amrit. Sometimes even akshitas appear to me, and my husband also sees these things. So he is always there as he has promised, and he will continue to be with us. And at one point of time, I was talking with Satyajit brother about like how we miss Swami, and he told me a beautiful incident that Ishwarama Garu never leaves Swami. So Ishwarama Garu was continuously coming to Swami and guiding. So when a normal mother cannot leave her son who is divine, how can a divine mother leave us and go, sister? He was saying. So I always remember that Swami will never leave. Swami is always with us. And until we become one with him, which should be our one and only one goal. And this is what I understand when he said, "You and I are one." So after this, the other book that I wrote is on Venkavadhootha. So you must have heard that Swami declared about his avatarhood. He just sprinkled some water, some jasmine flowers on the ground, and he said, "I am Sai Baba, Nenu Sai Baba." This is the letters that they were formed in Telugu. And Swami said to his grandfather that I am born because your ancestor, Venkavadhootha, prayed that I should be born in your family. That is why I am born in your family. So I had great gratitude for this Swami Venkavadhootha, and hundreds of times I had gone there. I had even taken many of my friends from Puttaparthi. It's not far from Puttaparthi, it's just 60 kilometers or so. So many times I took them there, and this is how we can show our gratitude to Venkavadhootha, because without him, without his prayers, maybe Swami wouldn't have been with us. So this is the book which came later, Venkavadhootha. And after this, when I was working in Lead India 2020, I used to hear the children saying the pledge in various languages. The children used to tell this pledge in Sanskritam, in Telugu, Hindi, and English. So the last part of the pledge, where it says that in others' happiness lies my happiness, this sentence gave me some ecstatic feeling. I felt that this is the summum bonum of all spirituality, the ultimate. When when will you really be happy? You will be happy when you give happiness to others. So in others' prosperity and in others' well-being, in others' happiness lies our own happiness. So this sentence motivated me to write this book, Our National Pledge, a spiritual perspective. And this I had donated to the Lead India 2020 Foundation, because they train lots of youth in the villages. They are very poor people. So all the proceedings from this book should be given to them. And I also sent some copies to our beloved Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. And you can see a letter. He has acknowledged the receipt of books, and he thanked me through this letter. So to conclude, because I've taken more of your time, Swami always says we should find out who we really are, why we are here, and what we are supposed to do. You see the Mundak Upanishad, the sage Shaunaka asks Angirasa, Kasminnu Bhagavo Vijnate Sarvamidam Vijnatam Bhavatiti, means, O Bhagavan, what is it that which being known, everything knowable becomes well known? He replies about these two knowledges, that are Para and Apara Vidya, that is there. And this is what Swami exactly has done to us. He has taught us the Paravidya and the Aparavidya. Swami used to tell even a monkey can be trained to ride a bicycle. So there's no big deal about mugging up the content of the books and pustakam to mastakam, mastakam to pustakam. There's no big deal about this. What is in your head, you vomit on the paper. on what is in the paper, you take it into your head. Pustakam mastakam means that. So there's no big deal. Even a monkey can be trained to ride a bicycle. What you need to do is spiritual education is the true education. Adhyatma Vidya Vidyanam. This is what you should learn. And whatever you have learned, you must put it and use it for the welfare of the society. He said that the salt water of the ocean is converted into the fresh and pure water by the action of the sun and the clouds. And all fame and name goes to the rivers. Nobody gives any name and fame to the ocean. So we are all the instruments who should become like the rivers. And Swami is the ocean. He won't take any name and fame for himself, but he is the one who will turn us into these fresh waters where we have to pass on this message and live this legacy and pass on what Swami has told to us to others. And he said anything can be converted into useful thing by refinement. So we should strive to become pure and sacred, and we should serve the society, and then we will become pure. So Swami used to tell that do Namasmarana. It helps you from coming out of all bad thoughts. And Ihamunu Sukim Pahemadaraka Vidya, Paramunu Sukim Brahma Vidya. So he used to tell ka lazy, ka lazy. If I remove ka, only lazy will be removed. Lazy will be remaining. So like Mother Yashoda, who holds stick in one hand and butter in one hand, he said, I am holding like this. I am showing you worldly education. But when you come to this college, the main purpose is to give you spiritual education. So if he always used to tell that if you go to a place and say, I don't know from where I came and I don't know where I'm going, people will think you are mad. So you are here. You should find out from where you came, and you should also find out where you are going. So, and he said, always say, I am God, I am God. So one time somebody asked, is it not ego to say I am God? Swami said, no. When you say, Nenu Devudu anukuntu tappu cheyagalra, tappulu cheyaleru. So Nenu Bhagavantudu అని అనుకుంటూ తప్పులు చేయొద్దు. నేను భగవంతుడు అనుకోవడంలో తప్పు లేదు. So if you think I am God, there's nothing wrong. It should not be out of ego. But thinking that I am God, don't do mistakes, he said. Always think I am God, I am not an animal. Always you will do good things. Read Swami speaks, read Swami's Vahinis. These Vahinis are really the best, I should say, because even in Sathya Sai speaks, he talks to a general crowd, which is more like context based, whereas Vahinis are content based. They are very specific, and Vahinis are nothing but the Vedas because they have come from Bhagwan's mouth. And Swami used to tell, Chikkina Sayini Vakka Seyaka Chakka Chesukondi. We had a beautiful Swami. He's always there with us. And this Sathya Sai avatar is na bhuto na bhavishati. We don't know when again we will get such a beautiful avatar like Swami. And Swami has come, he has descended to ascend us, to take us with him. And it is like a huge ship. Now or never, we have to put efforts to take this ship, and he will shower his grace on everybody who puts efforts. Swalpamapyasya dharmasya. Put a small effort. He will take you across this Bhavasagara. With this, I close. I thank all the organizers, my family and friends who are all always motivating me and helping me in all my endeavors. Vardatam Brahma Vidyacha Lokebhya Sukhamaya. Jai Bolo Bhagavan Shri Sathya Sai Baba Ji. Jai.
Saram sister, it's been a wonderful journey with Swami's Bhagavatam, actually. And I didn't even imagine that we can go on and on and on and on with Swami's stories just like that. It's been 2 hours, but I didn't feel to stop anywhere because I want to still continue with this divine journey. But probably we'll have subsequent satsangs in coming months, and we'll go through bit more journeys on the Himalayas part and Jyotirlingas and such kind of things. Thanks for coming through, and it's been very blissful journey for all of us from the
Thank
viewers.
you very much.
Sai Ram.